As I mentioned earlier, for me, equity is providing every child the same opportunity to have his or her individual needs met. And that means looking at, of course you want to make sure that you're looking at factual data that reflects where our children are in their academics. And you want to make sure that you understand, to go back to the last question, you want to also get feedback from the educators. And as the son of an educator, I know how important it is for a teacher to know that they're being heard about what they're being asked or required to execute in their classroom when they are looking at the children every day in their classroom and dealing with every child, dealing with the parents, and understanding how a child learns. So that's one of the things, the town halls to increase the community input, but also increasing input from our educators. And closing the achievement gap, like I said, catering access to classroom resources and community-based programs to support and continue learning throughout the community. We have to work with every stakeholder in every community to make sure that we are building and implementing programs that are going to extend beyond the classroom. And I think that's really important. Learning in a holistic community environment where you're learning beyond the classroom, and that also reinforces support for educators as well. It makes it easier. I hear a lot, when we talk about equity, we hear a lot about how can, wouldn't you want a teacher to have less of this type of child with this type of behavior in their classroom? Wouldn't you figure that if we spread out certain demographics, then it'll be easier on the teacher? I think that that's insulting to educators. I think educators are, teaching is an art. And as a son of an educator, I saw my mother build a rapport with every child in her classroom, and her test scores went up. The productivity of her of every child in her classroom, it was amazing. So I think that we should not close the door on our teachers. I think we have to make sure that they are part of the process as well, because that's most important. I would be a Board of Education member. I'm a parent. I've served on the Oakland Mills Community Association. I had that experience to serve on the board, to hear, to listen, to advocate, and to take in feedback and to analyze data, the right data. But I even as a Board of Education member, I wouldn't be spending every moment with the children. And I think that the best way to understand the children that we serve, the communities that we represent, is making sure that we include the educators. So for me, equity is making sure that every child has the same opportunity for his or her individual needs to be met, taking in extreme consideration what the educators have to say about the children that they see sitting in their classrooms and the parents that they're hearing from on a daily basis. So equity is making sure we all have the same opportunity to be heard through our individual concerns and what we need, what our communities need.